नहीं, देखा है. You want to see what this screen
Yeah, I'm in the meeting. I will wait. Let me open the. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah. So now in this show volume menu, why am I getting that? Tell me.
हम जा रहे थे पीछे खेतों पर पेड़ों पर जमीन ये सब पत्तियों की
Is Garima here?
कल कम थी सती कल मालूम इधर जो भोपाल में बहुत तेज थी और जितना मैं आउट जाता जा रहा था हमारे एरिया में वो सर्दी तो कम होती जा रही यहाँ शीतलहर थी
I click on share. Include system option. Okay, include system audio. Okay. Let me try sharing.
व्हाट्सएप पर जाकर लिंक क्लिक कर दो
Can you hear? Deepa, can you hear this? Hello? Really?
फन सिटी वगैरह में जो वो होते हैं ना स्लाइड करते हैं अपन बहुत हाई फाई मेट्रो टाइप की वो बनने वाली अपने भोपाल में प्रोजेक्ट है कोलार से पाइप के अंदर एंटर हुए और स्लाइड करते हुए सीधे गांधीनगर निकले थे
Yeah. Now? But you can hear the audio? Yeah.
सुनाई तो
ये समय स्पीक विद देवेंद्र कुमार
Yeah, speaking.
Thank you so much, sir. Welcome to Maruti Suzuki Arena family and congrats.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get off the call. You're in the other call, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear and see both.
इसका कौन सा ऑप्शन करेक्ट है?
Oh, great. Okay, it's working.
Can all of you see the video and hear it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन रीड करो.
He is writing a letter now. He is the Dutch M.R.
इसका कौन सा ऑप्शन करेक्ट है?
So Deepa, we'll go through the reports first, and then you'll join back after your other call.
Yes, great. Okay, it works, but okay.
How long will you take, like, for the other call?
Hi, sorry. So it's working. Bindu, you can start. I will join I'll be on this call, but yeah, I'll just be back in like 10 minutes after the other call.
Okay, okay, okay. So I will need you to share the videos after like we go
Sure.
through the reports. We'll finish the discussion on the reports first.
Sure. Just attendance. Is anyone missing? Amit, Mukesh sir is here. Pankaj sir is missing.
No, Pankaj sir is there.
I don't see him.
I can see him.
Okay.
Pankaj sir, yeah,
Yeah, I can see him now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sure, we can start.
yeah. Good morning, everybody. Did you all get a chance to see the videos?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. We saw them just right after the workshop.
Acha, okay. Okay. So I have received, I think, couple of them had sent in their, Pankaj sir had sent in his views, and I think one more person. Just hold on.
Oh, I have also sent. I sent yesterday night because I
Yeah.
got chance to watch the videos at night only after going back from ELTI. So I watched and I sent my comments also about it.
Yeah, I've got
Yesterday night.
yeah, I've got your comments, ma'am. I've got your comments, Mukesh sir and Pankaj sir. What about the others? Have you seen the video? Amit sir, Rajshri ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I have noted down in my paper on the paper I'm having here.
Joshi sir, how about you? Joshi sir, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Did you see the video, sir?
Actually, in the morning, I saw two of them,
Okay.
and whenever it is required, then I will comment on them.
Okay. Okay. So let's start with Pankaj sir. He sent in his comments. So Pankaj sir, can you share your thoughts on the videos? Like, could you relate to what happened, what we discussed yesterday? I have read your views. Can you share it with everybody? Like, can you discuss something about the video? Pankaj sir, can you hear me?
Ma'am, right now he is having some issues with his connection.
Oh, okay, okay. Rashmi ma'am, then why don't you start?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now he is.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. So we couldn't hear you at that time. You're connected now?
Actually, I am connected, but I forgot to unmute my speaker. That's why I couldn't. I beg your pardon. Please repeat your question.
No. Could you share your thoughts on the video and how you could?
I definitely.
Yes.
In the morning, I saw the video, especially the fourth one, which was on grammar and Hindi grammar. I posted my reviews in the WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir.
Actually, the main concluding mark and the logical given ample practice with the logic behind each and every changes of grammatical element.
Okay.
And that happens in each and every language. In our second language, English also, and in Hindi, their mother tongue also. This our mother tongue also.
Okay. So what did you think about the process itself, the student interview process itself? Could you relate to what we discussed in the yesterday's workshop?
This was well in time and accurate as per the norm. First, students were given the examples, their options, and then they were asked what is the correct answer. Then one by one they were interviewed. Some of them were interviewed in the video and asked why they chose the example which they have selected. What is the logic or what is the reason behind them? So only one student could explain why it is so. But it shows that conceptually students can understand and use the correct sequence of sentence, but they can't explain why they are doing so. And it happens in our mother tongue especially, or first language, because we acquire the language and not learn it by grammatical rules. And when the cases with the second language, sometimes it happens, especially in our Hindi belt area or states, that we learn second language with the help of our first language.
Correct.
So that cannot infuse in our thinking process. And even especially it happens with the English speaking community also. They can detect the wrong statement, but can't explain why it is so.
Correct. Yeah. So, sir, what do you think about the student interview process? Is this something that can be done by teachers? What do you think are the challenges to conduct these kind of interviews in the classroom?
The main challenge is create a rapport between student and teacher. If students have no hesitation and fear, then they can express freely what's there in their minds.
Okay.
And in that case, we are able to understand their main problems or weaknesses.
Yeah. What do you think that if this is doable in classroom? Will teachers find enough time to do it? Is this something that can be like done on a regular basis?
So, to be frank, ma'am, actually, our scenario of educational institutions is not that well maintained, because infrastructural problems are there, and in one class more than 60 students are there, so it is very an uphill and tedious task to interview each and every student. So it can be done only just by sampling.
Okay. Okay. You are saying like you can't do with every student, but just
that's why, because the number is that much.
Yeah, but
it's not practical.
But a sample you can do, right? Like a sampling.
But sampling can be done.
Yeah. Okay.
But in any case, some of the experts must be interviewed.
Correct.
And they can be interviewed in an alternate mode.
Okay.
Each and every time. They must be in a rotation manner.
Correct. Okay. Very much, sir. Anybody else would like to go next? I would like somebody who is not sent the report to start.
Ma'am, I would like to go.
Yes,
this is Rashmi. Ma'am, I watched first and second video on Hindi grammar. In the I don't know the first, which it was in first or second video, but I saw that students were struggling with the common words. They couldn't relate the vocabulary with the context. And there definitely there was, for example, they were asked to use saman, samman, samna, these kinds of similar words. They spelled similarly. Maximum students couldn't differentiate between them, and they placed the words wrong in the sentence. Only few, 2 or 3 students were able to differentiate between the words and could use them in the context. I think this interview gave teacher a clear picture of the learning and what is he has to do now. So he could prepare accordingly. And in the second video, I saw that sentence.
Second video, which one did you watch, ma'am? Grammar?
Ma'am, it was on sentence, ma'am.
Sentence.
Yeah, compound sentence. They were asked about how to combine sentence. It was like that. They were asked to pick the sentence. I will only cite two examples here. गाय खरगोश खाती है, गाय और खरगोश घास खाते हैं, गाय घास खाती है और खरगोश घास खाते हैं. तो मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स पिक्ड गाय घास खाती है और खरगोश घास खाते हैं. They couldn't pick the simple one where Gaia and Khargosh were combined together in the subject and घास खाते हैं. मतलब they couldn't form the compound sentence there. Again, only 2 or 3 students were able to do so. So I think interview is very important, as Pankaj sir said, and we should do it from time to time to understand the difficulties and learning gaps in the students' understanding. And I think teacher should also here teacher got his feedback, what he has to do for he has to clear their concepts and do some intervention for them. And I think the challenges here in our classrooms is that teacher and student ratio is not appropriate. So it's difficult, but we can do it time to time, just like sampling, as Pankaj sir said.
Yeah.
That's from my end, ma'am.
How did you feel that the interview was conducted in a nice way? Was it appropriate?
I think, ma'am, it was a bit hurried. More time should have been given to the students. I think what I thought.
Okay.
Because they were very small children and they needed time to think.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Joshi sir, how about you? Can we have your opinion, sir?
Thank you, ma'am. I have watched 2 videos, one on reading comprehension and another one on sentence correction, actually. My views, I'm not just explaining what happened in those videos, but what I concluded actually. Whatever we are doing in the classrooms, students are not given any opportunity to how to think actually. We are giving only like giving them just gifts, and they are not having any thought process on those topics which we are teaching them actually. So whenever they are asked why they have chosen this one or that one, most of them find it difficult to express them, because we never give them any opportunity to express themselves in the classroom teaching while teaching.
Correct.
That's why they are facing how to express themselves.
Correct.
They just claim the rule and they will they are asked just put this thing here and that thing there, and they put, but they don't know why they are putting, what is the use of these rules in their real life situations actually.
Correct.
They are not connecting them with the day-to-day life also.
True.
We I think through interview I have having seen these interviews, I have seen even when I interviewed my learners also, they were just giving correct answers, but they are unable to express themselves. So I found while teaching, I should give them more opportunity to speak
Correct.
to express themselves, what they think about a particular topic. So when we do this in real classes, then I think they will be able to express themselves better.
True, true, very true. Because they are just consuming what is, swallowing what is given to them instead of able to digest and reflect on it.
Reflection is lacking. Reflection is lacking.
Yeah. How did you feel about the interview? How it was conducted? Do you think
the interviews were well conducted in those videos, and they try to get where the learners are, what is their level, and interviews are very important. Having seen these things in yesterday's workshop, and when I was given assignment to conduct interviews, really experience was very fantastic, that we could help learners better if we conduct interviews. Then immediately we can find out what their problems are, and we can adjust our strategies to teach them.
Correct. How much do you think this is feasible in the classroom? Already Pankaj sir and Rajshree ma'am had mentioned the concern of the class size and the infrastructure, and
actually, if our topic is taught to the learners, I think 2 or 3 days we take in completing a particular topic in our classes. So every day we can put one questions in this manner, whatever we have taught a day before. I think if 30 or 40 students are there, then we can in a rotation manner, we can interview them for 10 minutes will be from our particular period, and it will help us a lot.
Correct.
Actually, because we are not trying, we should not take lot of time to do this. Only few minutes from our teaching time, we can conduct them, and we can have a lot of things. We can find out a lot of things from them to adjust our strategies.
Correct. You're saying like if in a small scale manner, we can do it frequently.
Yeah. Frequent.
Correct. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Even if not student interview, like as Joshi sir mentioned, like if you just get the answer for one question to like a dipstick thing to check whether most of the students have got the point or not. Otherwise, what happens is, like, if even if 60% of the students have not got it, and then you go teach them more complex concepts, it's actually unfair to the student. So so we are actually setting them up for failure. So it's better to fix the problems then and there only. And who would like to go next? We have Pankaj sir finished. Garima ma'am, do you want to share?
Sure, ma'am. Ma'am, I watched first, second, and fifth video. Those were based on first one about the words. Like second one was based on the syntax of words, and fifth one was based on grammar. So I would like to express my views that actually first I would like to express what I felt after the interview. Very honestly speaking, I didn't take interview in that way as it was shown there. I just asked the students why did they choose incorrect answer, but I didn't ask the students why did they choose correct answer. because when I asked in the meanwhile, 1 or 2 students, they spoke. So although they chose correct answers, but the way they thought, that was wrong. So what I observed was that if student tells the correct answer, still it is not necessary that he or she knows the rules or the correct meaning. So in that way, next time when they will answer such type of questions, they may commit mistake. So the way of interview that was conducted here, I got an idea how should I reach to the conclusion whether the students' concepts are clear or not. Because only choosing correct answer is not sufficient. The teacher should know whether the concept is clear or not. And that on the basis of only 1 or 2 questions, we cannot guess this. The interview, either if we are asking 1 or 2 questions only, then the interview is the best process to know whether the concept is clear to the students or not. Otherwise, on the same concept, if we ask many questions, then only we can come to know whether the concept is clear to all the students or not. Secondly, what I felt was that while taking the interviews, the students who were interviewed in those videos were quite younger as compared to the students whom I interviewed in the school. Actually, what was the problem was that I couldn't get enough time, sufficient time to interview them, as we were going to the school for this practice teaching from ALTI. So my more focus was only to complete my teaching and also to fulfill the task which was given by state assessment. So, but now what I felt was that if I had given the equal emphasis on the interview, I would have asked more questions, and in the same way as was interviewed in the as it is shown in the videos. So my insight says me that I would have done much more. I would have asked more questions to the students to conclude whether the students have understood the concepts or not.
That's why this we had shared 2 example videos on the WhatsApp. Bharti had shared it in the group to get an idea of how to.
The videos earlier, before conducting the interviews, I would have asked in the in depth.
Ma'am, before when the assignment was posted, Bharti had shared 2 of these videos also to get an idea. They had already shared. So yeah.
That's a mistake from my side because I was busy in preparing lesson plans and TLMs to teach in the classes, and also so but difficult to manage commute, how to commute and how to reach there, how to perform there, all those things. And so actually this is the fault from my side only. I should say that I couldn't conduct the interview in that way as it was shown in the videos.
But now you're clear about the process, ma'am. Now you're clear.
Yeah, quite clear. Now I have got complete idea.
Okay. Yes. What did you think about the process, and do you think it's feasible? It should be like how?
Yeah. The videos and pondering over it, I came to know that okay, this type of interviews are really necessary for getting where the weakness exactly lies. And then only if we know the problem, then only we can prepare the remedy, or we can teach in the way how we can get, our output as we want to get from our students before teaching. The learning outcomes can be achieved in a better way if we know where the problem lies exactly, and that can be done with interviews. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I think we have Amit sir and Mukesh sir left.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Ma'am, we have not left. We are here.
No, left to talk.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, that was a good one. Yeah. So, Amit sir, would you like to share?
Yes, I would. I would like to share something. Actually, frankly speaking, I don't think that the interview conducted in the videos are very pragmatic in present scenario in actually in MP government. So what I am used to doing, just I am sharing my ideas and the way I use in my classes. In fact, I'm just sharing my own experience of day before yesterday when I was just teaching in a higher class subject verb agreement. So my point is that I can take such interviews in indirect manner also. Means we can start getting misconception from these side themselves. I am just putting an example for that. I was just teaching a subject verb agreement, and I was just teaching when two subjects are connected with or, who are or. So what should be the verb used? So I put 4 example before them. For example, both were singular subject, and in one case both were plural. In one case, one was singular, one was plural, and one was vice versa. One was plural. And so in that way, I used verb accordingly. The correct verb. When I asked that why that particular word has been used, so some of them have some different ideas, but some of them told me, sir, the subject coming at the end of that, yeah, the subject coming at second, it will affect the verb. So I came to know that okay, they have the misconception in that particular manner that they just use verb at depending on the second subject. Then I started elaborating that particular topic. Okay, when these conjunction are used, we should not use verb in that manner. We should use verb that according to the subject which is nearest to the verb. So I think that can be the manner of just taking interview. Means we do not necessarily need to ask the student by you. We can just stand in the class and ask randomly. We as a sampling, and that okay, we as a teacher know that who are the students that can put a correct answer, who are the students that are weak. So we can just randomly check whether their concepts are clear for them or not.
Correct.
It's not necessary that you just beckon them to your just to the bench or to the table or to the board and ask why did you put that particular answer. We can just make them stand up there and ask, okay, you have got the answer. Now tell me, what is the logic behind that particular answer?
Correct.
Because when a student is giving an answer, he or she might have guessed it, or he or might have thought that I have that particular concept and I am applying that concept. But as a teacher, we must know that whether he is applying the same concept that is behind that particular answer.
Correct.
So yeah, I just use that, but the manner which the video maker has used in the video interview, I don't think it is practical in our classes, especially where the students are in large numbers.
Correct. Which is true, because in a large classroom we cannot interview this thing, and actually yes, such an elaborate manner is also not required. Yes. This was just to exemplify the practice. Like when like we are training somebody to do it, we need these videos to show them how it's conducted and what is the purpose and things like that. On a day-to-day manner, on a day-to-day basis, when you want to use these student interviews in the classroom, you can do it in an informal, more efficient way. It need not be elaborate.
That is what I am just saying.
I agree with you 100% on that. It can be in a simple manner also. You can just write. That's true. Yeah, and you can just take a sample of couple of students to get up and explain why. So at least you will get an idea of what is happening.
What is happening and what they are getting actually, what their concepts are, and where they are being misleaded or where they are getting misleaded.
Correct.
So we will come to know that what are their weaknesses and what we need to correct or rectify them.
Correct. So the practice of student interview is important, and it is it's very significant in the.
They might be different, but it is necessary.
Correct. Yeah, that is more important. Yeah.
Okay. One can use the different ways of doing it, but it's mandatory.
Yeah, teachers should be aware of that. So when you are training your state teachers, you will have to include a session on this also, so that.
Okay, we
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you for giving me a chance.
No, I think Mukesh sir is left. Mukesh sir, I think Mukesh sir was the only one who sent a video, right? Am I correct, sir? Yeah, I have it.
Yes, he was the only one who just recorded that video.
Yeah, yeah. Mukesh sir, can we have your views on those student interviews which you watched yesterday?
Thank you, ma'am. Well, I think uh, I went through.
Actually, it happened because Pankaj sir is saying that he is teaching in a school.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, others are not.
Sorry?
Others are not teaching in the school scenario.
Some of us, Pankaj sir, myself, and I think Rajshri ma'am and Garma ma'am at present are not teaching in any school.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, we are in assessment cell according to Honorable Pankaj sir that we are in assessment cell. At present, we are not in any school.
Oh, okay. Mukesh sir, can you go ahead?
Ji, ma'am. I went through two videos yesterday. Both of them were based on reading comprehension, and I think it was video number third and fourth. So what I came to know is that interview is an effective tool to probe the students. Because in third video, what I noticed and that some of the student chose the wrong options. Suppose if we distribute the questionnaire among the students, and definitely they can choose any of the options given there, but they don't get the opportunity to speak or have additional. Okay, so I saw that during in video third, I think there was a student at the time of interview. He realized that when the interviewer asked that particular student to read the passage again or find out the correct option there, then at that second reading, while he was being interviewed, he got the correct answer. So it gives them opportunity, And second thing that I noticed in video number 4 was that sometimes what happens, like when we approach the student with some sort of test or assessment tool with us, and there might be some confusing words or difficult words that they are not familiar with those words. It actually um, uh, happened there that the interview came to know, oh, this was the problem with the tool itself. Like there was a word anuched, and they were not it was, I was taken aback that those Hindi medium students were not able to understand the word anuched, and they were very much familiar with that synonymous word in English. They knew that what is paragraph, but they don't know what is anuched, right? So but both of these words are synonymous, although they belongs to the different languages, two different languages yet. So these were the things that I observed.
Okay. How did you feel about the process itself? Do you think it was conducted well? Did it stick to the standards which we discussed yesterday in the workshop?
Yeah, it was evident that the videos were, interviews were taken well, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay. How does it compare? Like, did you watch those videos before you conducted your interview?
Actually, two of the videos were shared before the assignment, and I couldn't get the time to go through those actually. But yesterday I went through all the 6 videos available there in the group.
Okay, okay, okay. Can I take a quick count of which videos? Maybe we can watch one video together now and move on to your reports. Because today there is no presentation as such, like whatever I had to cover on student interviews I've covered yesterday. So is there a particular video that all of you have not watched, except Mukesh sir? He said he has watched all the 6 videos. Is there a video we can all watch together just before we go into the reports you submitted as assignments? I can show you
that third and fourth videos I couldn't watch, reading comprehension one. So if except Mukesh sir, others have not watched, then can we see that you?
Yeah.
Amit sir.
Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, yes, I have something to say. Other may differ from it. I have a point to make. When I watched those videos, I saw that the students were not comfortable over there when they were asked just by the board. So somehow I felt that students were not comfortable somehow. Means they were hesitant, or they were not actually, they were reluctant
to talk. Okay.
That was, it was not in their comfort zone. That might, the interview might be new thing for them, or it was conducted in a formal manner. But I noticed that.
Maybe they like they felt a little conscious.
Or I would like others to just actually to comment on that. How did they feel on that from that perspective? If anybody could tell me if they felt that in that manner.
Yeah, anybody wants to answer Amit's question?
Amit sir, can I go?
Yes, please.
I just want to make sure that whatever I felt, is it just my perception, or was it really existing?
No, sir. I think your perception is thoroughly, to the point, and it is an obvious fact that whenever, like, if you talk about the EI videos, interview videos, okay, they were conducted by the EI members, and the state was Bihar. So definitely they're not familiar with the people who are interrogating or interviewing them. So definitely an outsider person, when he comes to the school, and they will be a little bit hesitant, even in not only in that case, but unknown person. Okay, not only in that case, even suppose if I'm teaching my students, they are very much familiar with me, that and I'm very much familiar with my students. But what happens, this such things which is a new thing to them, like whenever I go to my classroom and I just teach them whatever lesson plan that I have got with me. But what happens, but in an interview within my class is a new thing for them, then my own student will definitely be a little bit hesitant. They will hesitate, they will shy, or they will not it's a new process for them, so it is very natural for them, right? But at the time, before the time before the real execution of the interview, I think we need to motivate or encourage a little bit to the students. I think it will work. Okay. And second thing is that whether they are hesitant or not, but we have to conduct it, because until we conduct that, we can't check out the misconception. Okay. At least some of those students can answer boldly or confidently. Some may shy. Okay. Some may lag behind, or they will not come on the platform. It may happen. Okay.
Also, I feel like the more you conduct these interviews, I think by the 5th or the 6th time, they will all be comfortable answering. Once they know that,
yes.
Once they know this is a very non-judgmental space, that they can talk freely, there is no fear, there is no evaluation or grading, it's just a brainstorming. I think the more exposure they get, the more comfortable they will feel.
I completely agree with Mukesh sir. But my point is that I brought that point into the light to emphasize on the point that we need not necessarily take in that way. We can use another way, because if they are shy, they are hesitant, it might mislead us as well. We can't get tempered data. We might not have the proper data, proper analysis what we are willing to get. So we can use different tools of conducting an interview, not necessarily the way that has been conducted in videos. My point is that.
Okay, okay. I agree with you, sir. Not necessary to ask the child to come to the front and explain, like maybe not
yes.
make the child very conscious of his or her presence, and make it like a group discussion kind of a thing or something like that.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, need not be. Yeah, I agree to. Anybody else wants to?
And I would like to say something.
Yes, yes,
It took me back to my BSc class when we were asked in Viva for chemistry or some difficult subject, and same what Mukesh sir and Amit sir said कि, due to lack of comfort, even I knew the correct answer. I couldn't give my correct answer to the examiner. It happened with me. And it was also apparent in these videos that students were giving interview for the first time to an outsider person, and I think they were not used to speak on the mic. That's what I observed, and they were not familiar with the process of interview. But I think if we put them again and again, we ask them again and again, yeah, we pass them through this process
Agree,
again and again,
completely agree.
they will be comfortable, even with outsiders.
Correct.
And this kind of thing also happens with our officials. They come to monitor our classrooms. And when they ask the questions to the students, even if they know the answers, they are not comfortable with them. And they don't participate in those sessions. And
correct.
yeah, and the officers, they get the picture that the teachers are not reaching properly. That kind of thing happens. Yeah.
I think children need more exposure to this, because even discussing, brainstorming is a very important 21st century skill, right? Like, so if we are all aiming towards a competency based thing, competency is basically, being able to perform. So it's not enough that we know something and we are competent, like we have proficiency in something. We also need competency. So like these kind of student interviews not only help in knowing, for the teacher to know what is going on in the student's mind, but it has other effects also, like as we discussed yesterday in the PPT, like it cultivates that critical thinking habit, so it becomes like a habit of the mind, where the children are able to freely discuss something, share their views, becoming more tolerant of other people's views, analyze stuff, thinking from different points of view. All those things is, those are also very important language skills, right? So it helps them, develop, use language in a holistic manner, I think. So in many ways, these are very good session to have. And like Amit sir said, need not have like a very formal, long session, which is like, very in a structured manner or anything. It can be like a very informal manner, where students are comfortable discussing. The more important thing here is for the students to know that they can answer, and even if their answer is wrong, they will not be laughed at. So if that thing, if we can, if we like conduct enough sessions to even achieve that much, that is also a good thing, is what I feel like. Anybody else wants to add to
yes, should I share
yes,
something?
sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
A big applause to Mukesh sir for his thoughts about the psychological problems to our human beings face whenever he or she is getting into a stranger. It happens with each and every person, whatever age he may have. The ultimate aim of education is to make people socialize and deal in real life situations, not to learn particular things or drill what is taught in classroom. Actually, classroom is a stage performance, and real performance is in real life or in world of work. So there is no other alternate to the interview, and it has its own advantage. It cannot be skipped or substituted by group discussion and any other such things. Further, I want to say that if students or anyone who is being interviewed is not in his or her comfort zone, that's good for his or her development. He has to think, he has to challenge him or herself, and that unleashes some of his hidden potentials that works in a real life situation. So, but main problem is that interviews are not being done in our classrooms. Actually, it must be the part of our teaching process, everyday process. Just one question must be interviewed, because if it is given to a group discussion, for example, then some of them will lead and some of them will speak more, and others will some of them will keep mum in the whole discussion. A teacher cannot monitor all the classes, all the students, all the groups. So it's better to interview the students in a rotation manner, as Joshi sir pointed out. And the interview has its own merits. It ignites the mental faculties of, as you have said earlier, critical thinking and creative thinking and such type of thinking. One more point, that whenever we speak impromptu, whenever we have to respond in a different scenario which we are not aware of that earlier, then we have to think in a different manner. Our brain functions in a different manner, which is not it is used to. So it develops one's mental faculties, and that's good for teaching and for our learners also. So I think interview has its own purpose, and it must be in day-to-day teaching in the classroom.
Correct.
And well said, Amit sir. Well said. And a big applause to Mukesh sir especially. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So shall we, can you all see my screen? Is there a particular video that we can all watch? I think Garima ma'am said she would like to watch something on reading comprehension. Shall we watch on Beyond Stated Facts? How many of you have watched that? Beyond Stated Facts? Rajshri ma'am, have you watched Beyond Stated Facts?
No, ma'am, no.
No?
I haven't. No, ma'am, I haven't.
Pankaj sir?
Ma'am, we agree with Garima ma'am. We would like to watch this video.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Deepa, can you play that video, Beyond Stated Facts?
Sure, you want me to share, right? Okay, hang on.
Yeah, because mine, the video was not visible, no? Shall I try once?
Sure, you give it a shot, otherwise I'll do it.
Okay, 1 second. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible and we can hear also. Yeah, it's audible also.
Okay, okay. So this was grammar, right? We want to watch Beyond State of Facts. Deepa, are you able to?
Can pause and see.
Thank you.
हमने कक्षा 8 के बच्चों को जो कक्षा 7 में से उत्तीर्ण होकर ही आए थे, उन्हें गद्यांश के आधारित एक प्रश्न पूछा। यह गद्यांश और दिया गया प्रश्न कक्षा 7 के विद्यार्थियों के शिक्षण स्तर के अनुरूप पसंद किया गया था।
सरिस्का राष्ट्रीय उद्यान जो राजस्थान अरावली पहाड़ियों में स्थित है, उसका क्षेत्रफल 800 किमी है। इस प्रकार में पशुओं की बहुत सारी किस्में हैं, जैसे कि तेंदुए, हिरण, सांभर, चीतल, नील गाय, जंगली सुअर, लंगूर, 4 सींग वाले मृग, लकड़बग्घे, जंगली बिल्ली आदि। इस पार्क ने वर्ष 1979 में प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर में हिस्सा लिया और 1982 में इसे राष्ट्रीय उद्यान बनाया गया।
जब हमने विद्यार्थियों से यह प्रश्न पूछा तो ज्यादातर बच्चों ने विकल्प द 1973 को अपना सही उत्तर का विकल्प चुना। चलिए देखते हैं बच्चों ने क्या उत्तर दिए।
राष्ट्रीय उद्यान कब बना? 1982 में, 1979 में, 1800 में, 1973 में।
क्या जवाब आएगा?
1973 में।
क्यों 1973 में लग रहा है तुम्हें? इसमें से पढ़ के बताओ कहाँ मिला तुम्हें 1973? तुम्हें कौन सा उत्तर सही लग रहा है?
1973।
अच्छा, कहाँ दिखा तुम्हें 1973 गद्यांश में?
कहाँ? प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर भारत सरकार द्वारा वर्ष 1973 में शुरू की गई बाघों को बचाने की योजना है।
1973। हाँ, क्यों 1973 सही लग रहा है?
में शुरू की
उंगली रख के दिखाओ।
में शुरू की गई बाघों को बचाने की योजना है। इस
जैसे कि हमने देखा, ज्यादातर बच्चे विकल्प द 1973 को पसंद करते हैं। अगर हम गद्यांश को ध्यान से पढ़ें तो 1973 में प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर जो प्रोजेक्ट है बाघों को बचाने के लिए, उसकी शुरुआत की गई थी। कुछ बच्चे ऐसे थे जिन्होंने गद्यांश पढ़ते समय वाक्य के अर्थ समझने की कोशिश की और उनको पता चला कि उन्होंने जो विकल्प 1973 पसंद किया था वो सही ना होते हुए 1982 उत्तर सही था।
1973।
अच्छा, कैसे लग रहा है तुम्हें वो उत्तर?
1982 में यह है। इस पार्क ने वर्ष 1969 में प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर में हिस्सा लिया और 1982 में इसे राष्ट्रीय उद्यान बनाया गया।
तुम तो बोल रहे हो 1973 है।
मैंने 1982 में।
कौन से में? 82 में।
यस सर, 1982 में।
प्रथम अनुच्छेद में ही अंतिम वाक्य में बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से बताया गया है कि सरिस्का राष्ट्रीय उद्यान 1982 में बनाया गया। ऐसे काफी बच्चे थे जो प्रश्न और गद्यांश में दी गए वाक्यों को ठीक समझकर अपना सही उत्तर पसंद भी कर सके और उसको गद्यांश में सूचित और निर्देशित भी कर सके। आइए कुछ ऐसे क्लिप्स देखते हैं। आपको कौन सा उत्तर सही लग रहा है?
1982।
तुम्हें कौन सा उत्तर सही लग रहा है?
1982।
अच्छा, क्यों ऐसा लग रहा है? तो गद्यांश में कहाँ दिख रहा है तुम्हें?
1982 ईस्वी में राष्ट्रीय उद्यान बनाया गया था।
वाक्य पूरा पढ़ के बताओ।
इस पार से वर्ष 1969 ईस्वी प्रोजेक्ट का टाइगर में हिस्सा लिया और 1982 ईस्वी से राष्ट्रीय उद्यान बनाया गया था।
तुम्हारा उत्तर क्या है?
1982।
अच्छा, 1982 क्यों तुम्हें सही उत्तर लग रहा है? इसमें बता सकती हो गद्यांश में कहाँ लिखा है?
टाइगर में हिस्सा लिया और 1982 में इस राष्ट्रीय उद्योग बनाया गया।
ठीक है। जैसे हमने देखा काफी बच्चे सही उत्तर पहचान भी पाए और उसे गद्यांश में बहुत अच्छी तरह से दिखा भी पाए। कक्षा 7 और 8 के स्तर पर गद्यांश की समझ होना, उसका सार ग्रहण कर पाना और उसके आधार पर प्रश्नों के उत्तर दे पाना एक अपेक्षित कौशल माना जाता है। अगर इस स्तर पर आते आते बच्चों में इस कौशल्य का विकास नहीं होता है तो भाषा का विकास ही उनका संकीर्ण रह जाए, उसकी संभावनाएं रहती हैं। बच्चों को पठन और सार ग्रहण समझाते वक्त ये समझाना आवश्यक है कि जैसे जैसे वो पढ़ते जाएं वैसे वैसे वो वाक्य के अर्थ बनाते चलें। अगर वे अपना पठन और समझ इस तरह से विकसित करते हैं तो उनके लिए जटिल से जटिल प्रश्नों के उत्तर ढूंढने में भी आसानी रहेगी।
Would you like to watch any other video?
Yes, ma'am. We are ready to watch another video.
Which one would you prefer to watch?
Sentence comprehension or uses of words.
Sentence comprehension and usage of words. Okay.
और तो बोलो ना भाई।
भाषा की समझ और भाषा के विकास के लिए और भाषा के योग्य संप्रेषण के लिए यह बहुत आवश्यक है कि विद्यार्थी वाक्य को समझे, वाक्य की संरचना समझे और वाक्य का अर्थ ग्रहण भी ठीक तरीके से कर पाए। अगर यह कौशल बच्चे में कक्षा 6 या 8 तक अच्छे से विकसित नहीं होता तो उसका असर बच्चे के और विषयों के ज्ञान पर और विषयों की समझ पर भी होता है। हमने यह प्रश्न कक्षा 6 और कक्षा 8 के बच्चे जो अभी अभी कक्षा 5 और कक्षा 7 में से उत्तीर्ण होकर आए थे उनके सामने रखा। यह प्रश्न असल में कक्षा 5 के अनुरूप है। जैसे कि आप आलेख में देख सकते हैं, काफी बच्चों ने इसका सही उत्तर दिया, लेकिन कई सारे बच्चे सही उत्तर ढूंढने में कामयाब नहीं रहे। हमें कुछ बच्चे ऐसे मिले जो प्रश्न ना समझने के कारण कोई भी उत्तर नहीं दे पाए। उसका उत्तर कौन सा? कई बच्चों ने विकल्प स को पसंद किया, विकल्प स को चुना, जिसमें बताया गया था कि मैंने यह चलचित्र पहले एक ही बार देखा है। बच्चे प्रश्न में दिए गए वाक्य और विकल्पों में दिए गए वाक्यों के बीच की समानताएं नहीं पता लगा सके। उत्तर क्या है?
स। मैंने यह चलचित्र इससे पहले केवल एक बार देखा।
आपको यह उत्तर क्यों सही लग रहा है?
क्योंकि मैं एक बार देखा हूँ।
समय। मैंने यह चलचित्र इससे पहले केवल एक बार देखा है। पहली बार कोई भी चलचित्र देखता है, कोई भी आदमी दोबारा देख पाता है।
हमने क्या पूछा है कि ऐसा वाक्य चुनना है आपको जिसका अर्थ इस वाक्य से समान हो। तो आपको लगता है कि इस वाक्य और स में जो वाक्य दिया गया है उनका अर्थ समान है?
नहीं,
समान है या पता नहीं चल रहा?
पता नहीं चल रहा।
कई बच्चों ने विकल्प ड, जिसमें बताया गया है कि यहाँ आने से पहले यह चलचित्र मैंने देखा है, उसको पसंद किया। उनसे विकल्प की पसंदगी के विषय में जब बातचीत की गई तो यह सामने आया कि वो प्रश्न में दिए गए वाक्य और पसंद किए गए विकल्प को अनुक्रमिक घटना के तौर पे ले रहे थे, एक के बाद एक होने वाली घटना के तौर पे ले रहे थे। उनके हिसाब से अगर एक बार नहीं देखा है चित्र, अगर पहले नहीं देखा है तो उसके बाद एक बार देखना आना चाहिए था। कौन सा विकल्प सही उत्तर है?
द मैम।
क्या आएगा? पढ़ के सुनाओ।
यहाँ आने से पहले मैंने यह चलचित्र देखा था।
क्यों सही लग रहा है ये तुम्हें और बाकी के 3 क्यों गलत है?
क्योंकि मैम जब मैं घर से निकला स्कूल के लिए तब चलचित्र देख के आ रहा था मैम।
विकल्प द, यहाँ आने से पहले मैंने यह चलचित्र देखा था।
यहाँ आने से पहले तो आपने कभी नहीं देखा, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता ना?
नहीं, मैंने पहले कभी चलचित्र नहीं देखा है, लेकिन यहाँ आने से पहले मैंने यह चलचित्र देखा।
तो हमें कई विद्यार्थी ऐसे भी मिले जो सही उत्तर विकल्प अ को पहचान पाए। उनमें से कई ऐसे थे जो उनकी पसंद किए गए उत्तर के लिए योग्य कारण स्पष्ट रूप से नहीं समझा पाए, जबकि कुछ विद्यार्थी ऐसे भी थे जिन्होंने बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से अपनी पसंद के लिए अपने कारण प्रस्तुत किए। क्या उत्तर है?
मैंने यह चलचित्र पहली बार देख रहा हूँ।
मैं यह चलचित्र पहली बार देख रहा हूँ।
मैं यह चलचित्र पहली बार देख रहा हूँ।
मैंने यह पहली बार देख रहा हूँ। इस चित्र मैंने पहली बार देख रहा हूँ, इसलिए। क्योंकि मैं ये पहली बार देख रहा हूँ। मैंने यह कुछ समय पहले नहीं देखा था और मैं यह चलचित्र इससे पहले केवल एक बार देखा है, यह भी नहीं देखा है। यहाँ आने से पहले मैंने यह चलचित्र देखा नहीं था।
मैं यह चलचित्र पहली बार देख रहा हूँ।
क्यों ये वाक्य सही लग रहा है आपको?
इसलिए मुझे सही लग रहा है क्या कि मैं इस वाक्य को पहली बार देख रहा हूँ, मतलब मैं कोई फिल्म पहली बार उस फिल्म को देख रहा हूँ, इसलिए मुझे ये सही लग रहा है वाक्य।
वैसे तो ये वाक्य बिल्कुल जटिल नहीं था, पर इसमें आता हुआ एक शब्द चलचित्र काफी महत्वपूर्ण शब्द था इस उत्तर तक पहुंचने के लिए। जब हमने बच्चों से चलचित्र शब्द का अर्थ पूछा तो हमें इस प्रकार से उनके उत्तर मिले। हमारी भाषा में विविध भाषाओं के प्रभाव के कारण, विविध भाषाओं की असर के कारण कई शब्द ऐसे हो गए हैं जिनका हम दैनिक व्यवहार में उपयोग नहीं करते हैं। चलचित्र शब्द के लिए फिल्म या सिनेमा जैसे शब्द आजकल ज्यादा प्रयोजन में आने लगे हैं। जब हमने बच्चों से चलचित्र शब्द का अर्थ पूछा तो कुछ बच्चों को तो उसका अर्थ पता ही नहीं था, जबकि कुछ बच्चे ऐसे थे जो चलचित्र को चलचित्र में संधि विच्छेद करके चलता हुआ चित्र ये तो बता पाए, पर ये नहीं बता पाए कि चलचित्र यानी चलता हुआ चित्र ही फिल्म या सिनेमा हो। चलचित्र शब्द का अर्थ पता है आपको?
नहीं।
चलचित्र शब्द का अर्थ
चलता हुआ चित्र।
उसका मतलब तुमने कभी चलचित्र देखा है?
कभी नहीं।
फिल्म देखती हो?
हाँ।
उसमें क्या होता है?
चलता हुआ चित्र देखा है।
फिल्म या सिनेमा आप लोग देखते हो, वो चलचित्र उसको बोलते हैं हिंदी में। इस पूरी प्रक्रिया के विषय में हमने जब उनके शिक्षक से पूछा तो उनके प्रतिभाव कुछ इस तरह से मिले।
यह प्रक्रिया अच्छा है, इस तरह से बच्चे को बताया जा सकता है। बार बार बच्चे को मतलब खड़ा करवा के पूछा जा सकता है। यह आगे मानसिक विकास भी होगा इनका, और इनका पढ़ने की क्षमता भी जगेगी और रुचि भी पैदा होगा। एक तरह से मनोरंजन के साथ मतलब इनका पढ़ाई सुचारू रूप से चल सकता है। इसमें ज्ञान भी होगा, जानकारियां भी भिन्न भिन्न तरह की बढ़ेगी।
बच्चे कक्षा 3 से वाक्यों की रचना और उसका अर्थ ग्रहण समझना शुरू करते हैं। शुरू में यह वाक्य बहुत सरल प्रकार के होते हैं और जैसे जैसे कक्षाएं बढ़ती जाती हैं, जैसे जैसे विद्यार्थी का मानसिक विकास होता जाता है, इस प्रकार के वाक्य ज़्यादा जटिल प्रकार के बनते जाते हैं। विद्यार्थियों को अगर पाठ्य पुस्तकों के सिवा अन्य पुस्तकों के वाचन और पठन के लिए प्रोत्साहित किया जाए तो उनमें भाषा का विकास और भाषा की समझ ज़्यादा अच्छे से हो सकती है। बच्चों में शब्दों के अर्थ और वाक्यों के अर्थ के कौशल का विकास करने से बच्चों के भाषा के स्तर में काफ़ी सुधार आ सकता है और उससे बच्चों के सर्वांगी शिक्षण स्तर में भी काफ़ी फर्क लाया जा सकता है।
Okay, we will watch one more, the last one, and then we will go into your assignments in detail.
भाषा विकास के लिए यह आवश्यक है कि जैसे जैसे विद्यार्थियों का कक्षा स्तर आगे बढ़े, उसके साथ साथ बच्चों का शब्द भंडार भी बढ़ता जाए। जब बच्चे उन शब्दों का उपयोग करें तो वाक्य का संदर्भ समझते हुए योग्य शब्द को उस वाक्य में उपयोग में लें। कक्षा 6 के बच्चे जो अभी अभी कक्षा 5 से उत्तीर्ण होकर आए हैं, उन्हें हम शब्द प्रयोग की समझ जांचने के लिए कुछ प्रश्न लेकर मिले।
कटोरी में कुछ खाने का खाली जगह, ऐसे समान वैसे समान जैसे सम्मान जैसे समाना।
जैसे कि हमने देखा, बच्चा चारों विकल्पों का करीब करीब एक सा ही उच्चारण करता है। विकल्प थे समान, सामान, सम्मान और सामना। जब बच्चे ने पढ़ा तो ज्यादातर उसने समान के आसपास ही उसके उच्चारण किए। क्या उत्तर है?
आ वाला।
अ वाला क्यों लग रहा है? ठीक है, जो शब्द लिखा है समान, उसका अर्थ क्या होगा?
कुछ खाने वाला चीजें।
खाने वाली चीजें। फिर जो सामान शब्द है उसका मतलब क्या होगा? कौन सा जवाब सही लग रहा है तुम्हें?
समान।
वो क्यों सही लग रहा है?
इसमें पूरा करेंगे तो सही जवाब आएगा।
समान का अर्थ क्या होता है?
अच्छा व्यवहार।
समान का अर्थ क्या होता है?
अच्छा व्यवहार।
ठीक है, और ये जो सामान शब्द लिखा है ब में, उसका अर्थ क्या होता है?
सम्मान माने आदर।
सामना का मतलब?
ये नहीं पता।
ये भी नहीं पता है। तो समान यानी तुमने बोला अच्छा व्यवहार, और सम्मान यानी
आदर।
ठीक है। तो कटोरी में कुछ खाने का अच्छा व्यवहार रखा है।
यस मैम।
जैसे कि हमने देखा, ज्यादातर बच्चे विकल्प अ को अपना सही उत्तर पसंद करते हैं। जब हमने उन्हें चारों विकल्पों में दिए गए शब्दों के अर्थ के विषय में पूछा, तो उनकी समझ का जो फर्क है वो बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से बाहर आता है। कोई भी भाषा में बोलियों की काफी असरें देखने को मिलती है। उसी तरह हिंदी भाषा में सामान शब्द को ज्यादातर समान ऐसे करके बोला जाता है। शायद इसी भाषा की और भाषा में बोलियों की विषमता के कारण बच्चों ने समान शब्द को याद कर लिया है और उन्हें ध्यान नहीं रहता है कि सामान सही उत्तर होना चाहिए, और इसलिए वो अपनी पसंद विकल्प अ पे उतारते हैं।
क्योंकि किसी को आदर करना होता है।
समान यानी आदर,
यस मैम।
और सम्मान यानी स में जो दिया गया है स, सम्मान,
किसी को मानना या आदर करना।
तो अ और स का जो अर्थ है वो समान है। असमान और ससम्मान दोनों का अर्थ एक सा होता है।
यस मैम।
कुछ विद्यार्थी चाहे कम संख्या में ऐसे भी मिले जो अपना सही उत्तर बता पाए, उसको समझा भी पाए, और चारों विकल्पों के जो हमने शब्दों के अर्थ पूछे वो भी सही सही बता पाए। ब में क्या लिखा है?
सामान।
वो क्यों सही लग रहा है?
क्योंकि कटोरी में कुछ खाने का सामान है, मतलब सामान का अर्थ कुछ चीज।
तो समान का मतलब क्या होता है? यानी अ, स और द तीन का मतलब क्या होता है?
अ का मतलब समान, मतलब कि कोई चीज एक तरह का, ये दोनों चीज समान है। और स का सम्मान मतलब किसी का आदर करना। और द का सामना मतलब किसी का सामना करना या विरोध करना।
शब्दों की समझ और उसी के विलोम शब्द की समझ, ये जांचने के लिए हम बच्चों को एक और प्रश्न के साथ मिले। जब हमने बच्चों को यह प्रश्न पूछा तो हमें उसके उत्तर के रूप में बहुत रोचक जवाब मिले। कौन सा उत्तर सही लगता है आपको?
आप पुराने।
पुरानी क्यों सही लगता है?
क्योंकि यह कहानी रोचक नहीं है, यह तो पुरानी है।
ठीक है, पुरानी का विलोम शब्द क्या होता है?
नहीं।
तो रोचक और नई दोनों का अर्थ समान होता है?
हाँ।
तो हर एक नई कहानी रोचक हो वो आवश्यक है?
आवश्यक है।
ज्यादातर बच्चों ने विकल्प अ, पुरानी को अपना सही उत्तर चुना। जब हमने उन बच्चों को पूछा कि पुरानी शब्द का विलोम शब्द क्या होता है, तो उन्हें थोड़ी दिक्कत हुई और वो अच्छे से वह समझा नहीं पाए। आपको कौन सा उत्तर सही लग रहा है?
बाल लंबी।
ऐसा, ये उत्तर आपको क्यों सही लग रहा है?
क्योंकि पूरा रोचक नहीं है।
तो रोचक का विलोम लंबी होता है। तो कुछ बच्चों को लंबी विकल्प भी सही विकल्प लगा। इसमें यह हो सकता है कि ऐसा शायद बच्चे ने कोई कहानी पढ़ी हो जो बहुत ज़्यादा पुरानी या बहुत ज़्यादा लंबी हो और साथ साथ रोचक ना हो। उसके कारण विद्यार्थी के मन में यह प्रभाव रह गया हो, यह इम्प्रेशन रह गई हो कि यह कहानी उबाऊ हो गई है, और इसी कारण शायद उन्होंने पुरानी या लंबी जैसे विकल्पों को सही उत्तर पसंद किया हो। बच्चे ने अपने मन में इन शब्दों के साथ कुछ कहानियों को शायद जोड़ लिया हो और जो उसे रोचक ना लगी हो, और उसके कारण उसके मन में शब्द की समझ को लेकर ये एक गलतफहमी रह गई हो। बहुत कम संख्या में बच्चे विकल्प स उबाऊ जो सही उत्तर था उसे चुन पाए, किंतु जिन बच्चों ने यह उत्तर चुना वो अपने उत्तर की पसंद को बहुत अच्छे से समझाने में भी कामयाब रहे। रोचक का अर्थ क्या होता है?
मजेदार।
मजेदार। अच्छा, और उबाऊ का अर्थ क्या होता है?
मजेदार नहीं।
जो मजेदार नहीं होता है। ठीक है, तो पुरानी, लंबी और रंगीन क्यों नहीं आ सकता इसमें उत्तर के तौर पे?
क्योंकि रोचक का उल्टा मजेदार नहीं होगा।
पुरानी का उल्टा क्या होता है?
नया, नए।
अच्छा, और रंगीन का?
सफेद, सादा।
अच्छा, और लंबी का?
नाटी।
जैसे कि हमने इस पूरी प्रक्रिया में देखा, शब्दों के उपयोग और उसकी समझ के लिए काफ़ी सुधार की गुंजाइश है। बच्चों में यह कौशल्य बहुत स्थानों पे कुछ कम ही विकसित देखने को मिला। विशाल शब्द भंडार और शब्दों की योग्य समझ भाषा के विकास और उसके संप्रेषण के लिए अति आवश्यक उपकरण माने जाते हैं। अगर विद्यार्थियों से घंटी में पठन करवाया जाए, उनके शब्दों के उच्चारण और शब्दों के अर्थ पे ध्यान दिया जाए, तो इस कौशल्य में काफी हद तक सुधार देखने को मिल सकता है।
Okay. Any thoughts? We have discussed in detail. Anything you want to add, anybody, to what we already discussed? Okay. Now let's.
Ma'am, the problem has been diagnosed in interviews, but it must be remedied also.
Correct. Yeah, this is just the one part of the entire formative process. For this, the second part will be conducting the remedials. You have to design the remedial and conduct the remedial. Yeah. Okay, now we'll go into your assignments. I have all the reports with me, but I think because we are in the Mukesh sir is the only one who sent this video, so I think we will start with Mukesh sir's video, and then Mukesh sir, you can elaborate on the report you've sent. Is that okay?
Yes, fine, ma'am, fine.
Deepa, you asked something?
Huh, can you hear me? I was asking if I could just add something over here.
Yes.
Right. So, like it was just mentioned, like what is really like truly the value of just these student interviews, and even like when I was watching with y'all guys right now, it seemed like it having a repository of what are some common student errors, student misconceptions, where are the pitfalls that they face in different topics. Something like this could be like a good repository that an SSC could have, which all the MP teachers can use, ताकि they can also know, like it's not कितना करेंगे सब लोग interviews is my point. So even like the common misconceptions and just common errors that children make, if y'all are doing good interviews, like save them, and like we can, I'm just brainstorming here, but we could basically like create a kind of repository, grade wise कर सकते हैं या topic wise कर सकते हैं, where we can say कि these are the common errors जो हम लोगों ने student interviews करके like assessments, large scale assessments या जो भी है, ये बिहार वाला तो was a बिहार diagnostic assessment, अब हम MP का diagnostic assessment कर रहे हैं इस साल. Maybe we can take some of those questions जो हमने diagnostic assessment में किए हैं and go to students and get these videos shot, and it can be a repository for all the other teachers in MP to see कि these are the common errors that because before you see this you don't even realize कि this is a thing that is important. So I was just thinking of that.
Correct. In fact, Deepa and others also, like many of these assessment companies, no, they have a list of wrong option rationales. So and the question makers are supposed to make wrong options only based on those rationals, and not that is one of the conditions that's given to item writers when they develop questions. So they have many of these assessment companies have this repository of common misconceptions and common errors students make, because this there are many studies that has been done in classrooms with kids, and they have come out with these common errors. So for example, what are the common errors students make while using simple present? There's a list of errors, omissions, additions, and things like that. So that will be a nice thing to have for MPSAC, as Deepa said. So you can show to teachers and explain them, how, like we were discussing, what kind of questions you should use for a student interview. So you can use that repository to make a good misconception question and test students. Yeah. So Mukesh sir, we'll start with your video, with your assignment. Mukesh sir, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. I will share your videos first.
First question read करो. He writing a letter now. He is the judge M R. इसमें कौन सा ऑप्शन करेक्ट है? R. R क्यों है? क्योंकि सर इसमें आई नहीं फॉर्मूला है. अच्छा. तो इज नहीं होगा. ऑप्शन ए इज. ये करेक्ट नहीं हो सकता. सेकंड क्वेश्चन रीड करो. There are books in my bag. Any this much many. इसमें सही विकल्प कौन सा है? क्यों? अच्छा, बाकी गलत क्यों है? Any, this और many गलत क्यों है? फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन रीड करो. He writing a letter now. Is, does, am, are. इसमें से करेक्ट ऑप्शन कौन सा है? Is. Is क्यों है? क्योंकि ये एक वचन है, करता ही है, तो ये इला है. तो डज नहीं आएगा. और तो डज आएगा. अच्छा, सेकंड क्वेश्चन रीड करो. There are books in my bag. Any, there, this much, many. इसमें सही ऑप्शन कौन सा है? Many. Many क्यों है? फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन रीड करो. He blank writing a letter now. He is, B does, C am, we are. इसमें करेक्ट ऑप्शन कौन सा है? A is. क्यों? क्योंकि सर ये एक तो सर ये एक वचन है ही, और दूसरा ये प्रेजेंट कंटीन्यूअस टेंस है, इसलिए इसमें ऐसा है. तो डज क्यों नहीं आएगा? डज प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट होता तो आता. सेकंड क्वेश्चन रीड करो. There are blank books in my bag. A any, B this, C much, D many. इसमें करेक्ट ऑप्शन कौन सा है? D many. क्यों? एनी नहीं आ सकता इसमें. ऑप्शन ए. ऑप्शन सी मच. क्या आ सकता है? मच क्यों नहीं आ सकता? क्योंकि सर ये जो गिना नहीं जाता उसके लिए आता है. क्या चीज नहीं गिन सकते अपन? पानी. पानी नहीं गिन सकते और हवा नहीं गिन सकते. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन रीड करो. When we administered the first question among the students, approximately 66% of the students were able to answer this question correctly. However, some of them could not explain it. A couple of students got confused between the option is and does. Those who opted R were driven by the ing suffix to the verb without paying heed to the singularity of the subject here. Approximately 34% of the students could not focus on the subject-verb agreement. When we distributed second question among the students, around 44% of the students were able to choose the correct option. Most of them were not able to elaborate it. 1/4 of the students selected any without knowing its usage. Students having misconception about countables and uncountables chose much. Some of the students opted this merely as a guess. It can be concluded that the question was approached by the student with misconceptions.
So Mukesh sir, you want to share your experience? Like, how did you feel interviewing the kids? What are your thoughts? How do you think you could have done it better?
Well, I think one thing that I realized right now that it was a little bit hurried. You know, I should have slowed down the pace. And I would like to hear from other elite members of this group to have their some precious and valuable comments for me.
Yeah. Please, all of you share your feedback. Can someone start?
Ma'am, I would like to go first.
Yes.
I would like to congratulate Mukesh sir for conducting these interviews in his classroom. What Mukesh sir has already pointed out that he should have kept his pace a bit slow. As I observed in the earlier videos also, the children need some time to think about the options. If you just ask them to choose this, so how can they need some time to read and reflect on it, and then only they can give the answer. They also have to think about the concept which is being asked there. So I think we should give some time to them. We can do if we are taking interview of 5 students, we can show them the question, and then we should give some time to them and then ask the question, I think.
Okay.
Was kudos to Mukesh sir.
What others? Pankaj sir, any thoughts?
Well executed by our companion of assessment cell, Mukesh sir. A big applause to him for his efforts. He is really guiding students in a well structured way. He interviewed them quite confidently and he elicited the questions. That's a very good process. He tried to remove their hesitation and difficulty. And I think the remedy must be done by him also. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Ma'am, could you please tag one by one all of them, because I want to hear all of them. I want some valuable comments from them.
Okay, Joshi sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Mukesh sir, really you have taken pains to create audio visual material. And through video, you also reflected on the conclusions you had made out from those interviews. So your videos are just looking, we can use them anywhere. They are up to the mark for me. I can use them for teachers training also, because they are not looking that they are randomly made, but they are well prepared.
Correct. I agree with that. Very neatly done, like it was almost like professionally done. Garima ma'am? Garima ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I really. Yes, ma'am. I'm here. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
I really admire and appreciate Mukesh sir's efforts as he has done in his class, and as I think that he has done it in an efficient manner, because he not only asked the questions why they chose correct answer, but he also asked why they didn't choose the wrong answer. What was wrong with them? So in that way, we can come to know very easily whether the concept is clear for the students or they have just guessed the answer. So that was done in a perfect manner. Also, he did this survey with 18 students, and he calculated the accurate percentage of the students who gave the correct answer, who didn't give the correct answer. And at last, he also, as Rajshri ma'am mentioned, very correctly.
Got disconnected. Okay, we'll wait for her to join back. Amit sir, I think. Amit sir, can you give some feedback on the video?
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
okay.
sir, we can hear
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. And first time I am just given the opportunity to speak at last. Okay. So, thank you for it. And you promised that yesterday. First of all, I just want to congratulate and thank to Mukesh sir for 3 reasons. First, that among us, he was the first one who just made videos. So that's really path showing way for us. The second one is that he conducted the interview in a really, I would not say ideal manner, but the best possible manner. And the third one, that I want to congratulate him as a teacher. Whatever I noticed when he was just interviewing those students, some of the students put their answer very fluently. I remember one of the girl who just elaborated the sentence fully in a manner that she knows everything. It means that he is teaching in the class in a very efficient manner. She just elaborated that why it is being used, why the sentence is in continuous tense, the helping verb is being used is. So it simply indicates that he is making so much effort in teaching his students. So I really appreciate his effort, and it's a commendable job, because it's not easy to teach such students in rural areas or the students who have come from the poor backgrounds. So really, now when it comes about the video, as he has self-reflected that he made it in hurry, but I would say that it was not made in hurry, because at the end he reflected what his funding was, what he thought of the whole process, what the weaknesses of the student. So because of, there might be some reason that he made the video in hurry, but he realized that what are the mistakes that students were making, and he pointed those mistakes in his later comments, in his findings. So I don't think that he made them in a hurry. As Hariram sir said that okay, he was fully professional, and he is a professional by nature and by his job. So I really appreciate his effort. And as far as the weaknesses or faults are in the video, so everybody has some faults. So I would not point out those mistakes or weaknesses. For me personally, that is something that I can adopt. Okay, that next time I will do in such manner. We will all try to apply these things in our class, and we could not make those videos as he has. So really, again, thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mukesh sir, even I did not feel that it was, you were done it in a hurried manner. It seemed quite fine to me, actually. Okay, so we'll go to the other reports. I will just open my... Okay. We'll go with Garima ma'am. Your report first. Garima ma'am joined back, right? Ma'am, we lost you in between when you were talking last time.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I also saw the message. I kept speaking, and when I came to know that I'm not in the meeting, then again I tried to join it out.
Okay. I'm trying to open, it's taking a long time. Yeah, can you see my screen?
No, ma'am, it's not visible to me.
Not visible?
No, ma'am.
Now?
Yes, now it's visible.
Yes, yeah. It is visible.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Ma'am, Garima ma'am, can you, share with us your experience of conducting the interview? And yeah, we can see all this thing here. Yeah, can you go ahead and elaborate?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, when I conducted this interview in my class, so it was just end of my period. I was taking classes at school. That was the last year. So when I conducted this interview, so when I asked the first question, almost all the students gave the correct answer. Sorry, all the students gave wrong answer because they didn't have the idea that where to use in and where to use into. So then I had to explain them later, and they asked me what is the correct answer. So I gave them the correct answer, and they read it for the first time. And when I asked the second question, so they are the
question. I was not able to understand what that BA is.
Actually, there's a person who has done Bachelor of Arts.
Oh, it is their it's the education qualification.
Yes, ma'am, it's the educational qualification.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go ahead, ma'am.
So when I asked the second question, so I told them how many students are telling this answer, and I asked them to raise their hands. and in that way I conducted it. And when I asked them the reason why they chose this answer, so only one or two students were able to answer that question, that why did they give. Some of them just guessed the correct answer, but they were not able to tell the reason why did they choose that particular answer.
Oh, yesterday you were mentioning that they did not know the pronunciation is important and not the spelling.
Yes. So they were confused about the sound of that word, and in that way they gave the answer. Thank you.
Ma'am, what is SDM?
SDM, sub-divisional manager or magistrate. In that way I gave it. So then later on I changed this question because I told the student that for abbreviations they use AND. But then so because of that reason I changed this question at that time.
Oh, okay. Others, can you give your feedback on the questions, on the process, anything? Anybody wants to go first? What do you think about the questions that have been used and why this thing? Anybody? Mukesh sir?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Well, I think I would like to appreciate the effort of Garima ma'am. Taken is a really good one, and the options she has put in are quite, to judge the misconception. Thank you.
Anybody else has any other opinion? Pankaj sir, Rajshri ma'am? Joshi sir, you were very quiet. Any feedback on these questions?
Actually, the first question, no student was able to find the correct answer. I would like to ask a very humble question to my worthy fellow, Garima ma'am, whether she had taught those students the difference between in or into earlier, or this question was randomly chosen.
Garima ma'am, can you answer that? Was this?
Yes, ma'am, sure. Yes, Hariram Joshi sir asked a very valid question because Joshi sir, this time I am in Bhopal and doing the 1-year diploma course, PG diploma course at ELTI. So we were sent to Sarojini Naidu School where we took only 10 lessons, 10 periods there. And I didn't take prepositions to teach them. Just for the sake of the interviews, actually there we had to teach 2 prose lessons, 2 poems, 2 grammar lessons. So I chose present simple and adjectives, in degrees of adjectives. So I did teach them prepositions.
Congratulations to be there in ELTI, you will learn a lot. So that was the reason behind answering most of the students wrong answer. So I thought it was conducted after teaching them this. My students are there, they certainly will choose into, because lack of the teaching actually.
Yes,
sir. Sure, you couldn't do anything because there is a schedule in ELTI that you should make lesson plans on particular lessons only. So this was the reason behind most of the students, due to which chose the wrong answer 100%.
I was also surprised to see how none of them was able to give the correct answer. So then only I.
That's the class and the teacher was teaching there. I am not just commenting on the teacher who is teaching in that school, but certainly if we have taught them earlier, certainly some of them must have found the correct option. Even then had done, because those students who were taking part in this interviews, they were not familiar with you also, and you had not taught them. Even then you had completed your assignment in due time.
Yes, sir. That was the reason. And after that, students just asked me to explain articles as well as prepositions. But that was my last day, so I couldn't go the next day to that school. I just, for the sake of this assignment, I asked these questions.
Yes.
Which class was this, ma'am?
Pardon, ma'am?
Which class students were these?
So, ma'am, they were 11th class students.
So in 11th standard, would you expect them to know the difference between in and into, or it's only in 11th standard they are taught the difference between these propositions?
Ma'am, I expect the students start learning articles and prepositions right from the 6th to 7th standard. So I think they must know the difference between in and into and on and on.
Okay. It's
yeah, because of that reason I asked this question. Because right from 11th standard, they don't get simple questions. They get questions in their exams.
Ma'am, in the second question, shouldn't A be the answer, because BA?
Like up till 9th and 10th, they get questions right, where to use and where to use and. The words that start with consonant sound, or the words that start with vowel sound. So they must know where to use A and where to use N.
Okay. I'll connect with you separately, ma'am, to discuss more on this question.
As I chose this question because before abbreviations we use similar.
Not all abbreviations.
In that way, I think, because here this is not designation. As it is, we should use the when we are addressing in the name of the letter. Where there we use the. Here this is designation. This is just a qualification. So because of that reason and that because it is an abbreviation, so we because of that reason I think that and should be used before BA.
Okay, I will discuss with you separately. Yeah, I'll discuss with you separately after the workshop whenever I get time. I have a small comment on this sentence. So for me, when I was reading, I was confused as to what this BA was. So if you are just planning to test an article for just BA, probably it would be better if you change the context where it is easy to understand that it is a educational qualification. Like if you say he has got a BA in literature or something like that, instead of saying no, he planted a mango sapling. Here there is, I was for a minute I was wondering whether it is the answer options BA, what is this BA? So probably if the context can imply that it is educational qualification, it would be easier, I feel, for the child to answer, like for anybody to understand what the question is asking.
Okay.
I will anyway discuss this question later with you. Okay, Garima ma'am. I will share Joshi sir's assignment. Joshi sir, can you please narrate us your experience of this student interview? Joshi sir, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the screen?
Screen is shown, but my pages are not shown.
Can you see your document? I'm sharing your document.
Pardon, ma'am?
I'm sharing the document you sent about the assignment.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So
it is still not visible, ma'am.
Oh, it's not visible?
No. The list is being shown.
Oh. Can you see, ma'am, now?
Yes.
Yeah. So, can you take us through your interview process? Like, how did the children react when you announced that you're going to do this?
Most of the learners were very comfortable. Those who knew answers and those who didn't know, even they are also comfortable. And I chose this question based on active and passive voice. Most of the learners, when they find in any sentence the use of by, so that is why that misconception also I try to insert in this question. One more thing, some students do not change the object of an active into passive and subject into object into passive voice. Even when 11 students chose the correct answer, and they gave the reason that I asked them questions why they have not chosen A. They told us that being is not used, and one more thing that he, which is the subject of active sentence, is given in this. That is why it is wrong. And they told me that the passivization of present continuous tenses, they told me the whole formula, that being plus third form, then plus by plus object. And those who chose the wrong options, they did not say anything about their rationale behind choosing the options. They just say they randomly chosen. They didn't know the rules actually.
So clearly, kids who have chosen A and D, I don't think they even know the concept of conversion from active to passive and passive to. Now this is a very nice way to differentiate between students who don't even know the concept versus students who know the concepts but are not able to apply, and students who know and can apply. This is a nicely done question with options. Maybe if one of the options didn't have by, probably we could have tested that also.
Certainly, I also thought about that sentences like he is pleased with his performance, such sentence should be chosen. I thought that it would be more complicated for
Correct,
some
correct,
students. That is why I didn't choose that.
correct. Okay. You sent only one question, sir.
I think 2 pages are there, and another question was on
Yeah, I can. Yeah, here it is.
determiners.
Yeah.
So here I thought that most of the students would choose the wrong option, but since they are able to make out the meaning of the whole sentence easily, and they gave the reasons that because the sentence is saying that koi bhi din, kisi bhi din, they were telling me in Hindi that koi bhi, kisi bhi, sir. So that is why some will not be used, though it is used in affirmative sentence, but in this sentence it is not fit, sir. So they chose the correct answer.
Sir. Here I think
those who chose some, they were saying that in affirmative sentences some is used. That is why we use it. And either, neither, nobody chose because they don't know the meaning of either and neither. So they didn't try these 2 options.
Okay, got it. So here, like, they kind of translated to their mother tongue somehow and got the correct answer. Yes.
Correct answer, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Others, any thoughts on this? Garima ma'am, Amit sir, Mukesh sir.
Okay, am I allowed to say something, Joshi sir?
You are not allowed.
Thank you.
Do you need any permission? Because we are here on this page and we are free to express our views on each and everything here. So please go ahead.
As far as English is concerned, we are taught that we must abide by some certain etiquettes. Okay, so I'm just being formal. It's my duty to ask. Otherwise, I need.
Okay,
otherwise, okay. Thank you. Actually, there are 2 things, 2 good things about Joshi sir. I always say that either he will not do anything, or if he does anything, it will be in somehow perfect manner. So, and perfect and an honest manner means you would not say that he has just not conducted or not done anything well. Whatever he has asserted that okay, the students did know the answer of any and they differentiated between some, and he frankly said that either and neither they did not, the student were not content with those 2 words. So it happens in our school as well. So I think he has conducted those interviews, and he has just asked these 2 questions in a pragmatic way, the way that we are used to apply in our classes. So really, it's an appreciable work, and I really congratulate him for doing such a wonderful work and putting some good question. Actually, the questions are also very nice, and they are asked in a very nice manner, and interview is also done in a close to the perfect way. I'm just saying it's close to the perfect.
Make videos because when I spoke, then their voices were not clear in the videos, and when I put the mobile near them, then my voice was not clear. So that is why I could not make them.
I know that you are not well equipped or are not familiar with the new technology. I know that. I know that's why I did not point that that weakness. So okay. Some of the people are saying, "Keh do ki bhai bude ho."
Actually, when you asked me, should I comment? Then I thought there is something going to be big, something big is going to be. Because whenever you do ask permission, you always try to give some points which are valuable comments. They also, whenever you
this time around I did not have any such thing to say. Pardon me. आज नहीं है मेरे पास कुछ भी ऐसा कुछ कहने को कि मैं suggest कर सकूं. There is nothing to suggest in it. So it's a really close to the perfect actually. So really appreciate your effort and work.
Thank you very much, Amit sir.
Anybody else would like to comment on this? Joshi sir, is there anybody particular you would like to take feedback from?
I would like to ask Mukesh sir and Pankaj sir.
Okay, sorry. I would just, as Joshi sir said, that I always comment something. No, I always just comment. So I am glad for one more thing actually today. Generally, he is very good at writing. He has a very good handwriting. But today I am pleased that his handwriting today seems to be as bad as mine. No, only bad comment from my side is that.
I use the cursive writing actually.
So pardon me, Joshi sir, but it seems that I have written that. Because only I write in that manner. Only I am the one who has such illegible writing. So thank you for copying me.
Does no feedback from Amit sir is complete now?
Now it includes the sarcasm as well.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you and take it lightly.
Mukesh sir and Pankaj sir, your opinions have been sought for.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Mukesh here. Well, no doubt, Sri Joshi sir has done appreciable work in conducting the interview. And what I liked most is that in the second question, when he put together the options and then what as his finding, he came to know that वो बच्चों ने directly hit किया कि कोई भी दिन, like they was in their mother tongue. So it is a really good finding and different one. Thank you.
Actually, I wanted to listen to you because you always use the word well. But when you use the word well, I have been learning English for a long time. Even then, while discussing or talking, I try to use that word. But the way you use that well, unmatched actually. And I again and again want to listen to you using that word. That is why I gave you this opportunity, that I wanted to listen that word particular well. I can't use. I always try to use that, but it is not coming in my practice also.
Pankaj sir?
Yes, ma'am. A suggestion for Joshi sir, Honorable Joshi sir. He is an ideal person for us, being a teacher. He is really honest, integrated towards his duties. Undoubtedly, his questions are very well structured and they are unquestionable, so they need not any comment whether they are critical or creative. They are perfect. But one question which Joshi sir put up with Mukesh sir, I think that was pronunciation of well. Is that so, sir, Joshi sir?
Pronunciation as well as using that, the purpose of using that word also fulfilled while he speaks that.
Purpose means in a given context.
Pardon, sir?
Purpose, purpose means in a given context or just pronouncing that word properly.
Gap filler, actually, most of the speakers use that word.
There is some disturbance from behind. You are not audible.
Yes, I was saying actually that word is used in the beginning or between in between discussion also as a gap filler, and he uses that perfectly. The pronunciation was also perfect, and the purpose of that using the word of well also fine.
Okay. So that also applies to you, sir, for your efforts and for your commitment.
But I am fascinated the way Pankaj sir speaks.
Okay.
Actually, we are fascinated by you.
Very large vocab.
So it's a gravitational pull from either side, both hands.
Both ends.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I
You,
think
Pankaj.
we have I think few more left. We finish. We go to Rajshri ma'am next. Give me a minute, it's taking time to open. I don't know. For some reason, it's not opening Rajshri ma'am's. Okay, I will figure that out. Meanwhile, I'll ask Pankaj sir. Pankaj sir, did you finish yours? No. Right? Pankaj sir, this is your assignment. Can you see? Pankaj sir, can you see this? Pankaj sir, can you unmute yourself? Can you see this document? Others are able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Pankaj sir sitting close to any of you?
Ma'am, actually, he's gone to washroom, I think.
Oh, okay. Then we'll have Amit sir's. Rajshri ma'am's I'm not able to open for some reason.
I think he went for loop.
Achha, okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Amit sir. Amit sir, I wanted to give you the last chance, but there are some hiccups. So.
No issue, ma'am. Just take my comment lightly. I am not. Whenever you just ask, I am ready for that.
Can you see this document, sir?
Actually, I had a call earlier, so I just got disconnected. I'm just going to disconnect and just rejoining in a second. Just give me a second.
Pankaj sir is back now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you see Pankaj sir's PDF document?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Visible, visible.
Yeah, sir. Can you take us through the interview you did and what did you feel?
Actually, ma'am, interview was done, but in my imagination. And in fact, one of the questions was asked in my classroom long back.
Okay.
Not in recent situation, because pre-COVID time, when I was teaching in my and for last 1 year, I am deputed in Bhopal assessment cell. So I have no experience of teaching now. And before that, COVID time was on, so there was no teaching at all.
Okay.
So question one was asked really in my classroom with the students and discussed.
Okay.
And one more question must be there. That was just in my imagination. I didn't remember whether I did this question with my students or not. But that is a question and asked for correct option with explanation also to the students.
Okay.
Question number 2.
Which one do you want to discuss? Which one do you want to discuss?
I want to discuss both the questions.
Okay, please.
Yes, ma'am, I am the listener. Other will give me feedback.
We want you to. We want you to take us through the process, like though we can read it, but it would be nice to hear from you.
No, actually, that was not video shot. It was a question review in a graphical manner on pen and paper. But I can't recall the exact facts of that event. But most of the students chose the option A as usual for the first question, option 1, because they thought that it's a singular uncountable noun and it must be must have indefinite article A, so they used they, but they didn't. They failed to connect it with the adjunct of the sentence that connects to a relative clause, and that's giving extra information. So here in this case, definite article must be used. And when I explained that to them, then some of them were quite convinced, but some students were not assured whether I am correct or not. They were questioning my capabilities also because they go some coaching classes, some private institutions, and they were not getting exposure to such type of questions because they were in a habit of just cramming or learning by rote method. Such type of questions also.
Okay.
So that question was challenging for some of the students. But when I explained it to them, the logic, the rationale behind using definite article in this case, then they were quite convinced. Most of them were quite convinced.
Okay. Okay. This is a concept that they would have learned in lower classes, right?
What?
This is a concept that they would have learned in a lower class, right?
No, not lower class, ma'am. Not only students. I have attended many training schedules and seminars for teachers. Even our secondary level or higher secondary level teachers, not all, some of the teachers, they are not well versed with the use of articles.
Okay. Okay.
But for example, there I'm giving my own example. I am not sure whether the word YEAR, year, is followed by A or N. And when I found it in a good book, year, and with a definite article A, I was not sure whether it's a correct statement. Then I asked one of my teachers, and she gave me no correct answer. She just advised me to go through the dictionary and find out the correct pronunciation of year. And then when I consulted the dictionary, I was ashamed of myself, and why I was not in a mood to face my teacher again. And that was in that time when I have 10 years of experience of teaching. So learning can happen at any time.
Correct.
So teachers are not well equipped with such type of examples. I am myself am the example of that.
Okay. That's quite honest of you to discuss that. Yeah, because pronunciation, English pronunciation is a big challenge for even advanced speakers, and these articles are dependent on the pronunciation. So I would understand why it is a challenge. That's okay.
Yeah. For pronunciation, only indefinite article must be considered, A and N. Definite article have different.
Correct. No, I was talking about your year and that example.
So that was the question which were asked from the students. But second question was not asked. I can't recall whether it was asked really in a real classroom or not.
Okay.
Madam, please scroll down. Question is not looking. Is not showing. You have scrolled up more. You have to scroll a little bit down.
The second question.
To see the question. Yes. No. Second question is not visible on the screen.
It's not visible. The second question.
No, not visible. Just the responses are there.
1 second. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. So if this was not really asked in a classroom, I don't think there is a need to discuss this, because we really don't know how many students answered what, right? Like.
It needs to be discussed. It needs to be discussed.
Okay.
Because before it was not asked in a classroom, but it can be asked in a classroom. Question stands valid or not. I want to know from you and from other fellows also.
Okay.
So just give it some time, and at least give your own feedback whether this question is valid. For such type of testing misconception.
Okay. You're asking like whether this question is an appropriate one to choose for a student interview to test that negative form of the sentence.
Yes. Because it happens that students do some errors with such type of negative words. For example, nothing, none, never, such type of words.
So it would have been it would be more useful if we had known the student responses, because when I am looking at it, he always completes his work in time. And all that I need to do is use the opposite of always, right? Like, so I can use the same sentence and just replace always with never. If I know that the antonym of always is never, and nothing else I need to know, so it's like asking what is the opposite of always. So there is not much of sentence structure that will be affected, but it would be good to know, take it to the students and find out whether they are making the any of the other errors you've put, like does not, the first one, he does not always complete work in time, like they are adding some unnecessary words there. He does never complete his work in time. Yeah, so it's definitely a good question to take it, but to test whether they are when they are choosing the correct answer, whether they are just replacing the word always with never. It would be nice to have a discussion with them on that correct answer, actually. Others can comment. Garima ma'am, at least two of you can comment, and then we can go to the next one. Garima ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I have just joined. Till then, I kept trying to join the meeting, but I was not able. I think here network is not proper.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I have
then
just joined. I need some time to.
Okay. Anybody else, like Mukesh sir? Do you think it's a good question to take for a student interview?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think it is a good question to take for a student?
I think from the interview point of view, it could have been an easier one. We could have changed some options here. Like I can see clearly that option 2, 3 are having never. Okay, and first one is having always within the sentence. So what Pankaj sir was trying to assess was that make it into negative, change it into a negative, and what he expect from the student like always should be replaced with never while making the negative. Okay, with these combinations of antonyms, so I think some students, it may be for those who are having misconception, they can get which one is the closest answer. They might get confused in 1, 3 or so. Thank you. All the more, it's a good question, but difficulty level, I think, is more.
Achha, okay. Yeah, it is a good question to ask the students and find out what they are thinking when they are choosing each of these options. Anybody else would like to comment?
Actually, I would like to. He does not always complete his work in time. Can be correct answer, Pankaj sir?
It seems so, sir, but in grammar books, it is not accepted. Standard grammar books. It seems so. In traditional books, it is not found, but in modern way of communication, it seems so, and it may be accepted. But for standard digestion and standard grammatical rules, I think it should not be taken as a correct response.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, option
One
1 and 3.
does not always. I have seen so many sentences while reading some books. Does not always given there, so student can choose the first one also as a correct answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I
One and-
allowed to say
1 and
something?
3. Both
Yes,
1 and
yes.
3 both are acceptable, right?
Yes. Joshi sir, am I allowed to say something?
Bilkul, sure.
Always,
I have
always, sir.
okay. No. We are here to discuss something. As Joshi sir rightly pointed out that the first one can be the answer, and many of the students can choose that answer, and we cannot point out that it is the absolutely wrong answer. One thing. The other thing, I have something to ask to Joshi sir and Honorable Pankaj sir and Rasim, all the elite members. When we say that he does come here, what does that mean? When he does come here regularly,
Used for emphasis in
emphasize.
affirmative.
So why cannot we say the third option? He does never complete. Means karta hi nahi hai wo. The third option. Sorry, second option. He does never complete his work in time.
Very good point.
Won't be using as emphasizing on the never and does together. Means for me, the second one is also correct.
That's
Emphasis
That's used for emphasize.
not negative sentences, I think.
It can be. Let me know one thing. He does come on time. What would be the negative of that particular sentence?
Yeah, for emphasis, we use emphasis for positive sentences. If you use with negative,
no, emphasis can be for negative also.
For negative as well. I think whatever I have read, it can be used for negative. I think Bindu ma'am or the other elite member would just show me the path.
Yeah,
then
it's not wrong.
if you have authentic resource, then just share with me also, na?
We will try to that. I am just discussing that. For me, it appears that the second one is also correct.
Correct. Even to me, it appears 1, 2, 3, all 3 of them can be correct. Can be argued to be correct.
Can be argued. When it comes that can be argued, then the question reliability come under the scrutiny.
Correct. That's true.
That is why
I have. Yes, sir. Please carry on.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at it.
I have another point for emphasis. As Joshi sir said, emphasis is mostly used, not always used, but mostly used for positive sentences. It can also be used for negative ones. But when option 2, he does never complete his work in time, if we test it for emphasis, then in written form, it cannot be assumed that it has been written for emphasis. Positive sentence can be assumed for emphasis if does or do is used in affirmative sentences without any negative word. But if any negative word is there, they cannot be assumed with just a written statement. It can be assumed with pronunciation or articulation, or with that statement in spoken. Otherwise, you cannot guess emphasis, whether the sentence has been emphasized or not, without being stressed. There must be stressed in spoken in speaking also, for negative sentences only. In positive sentences, it can be assumed with the use of does, do, or did in an affirmative sentence. But for negatives, emphasis or emphatic sentence can be judged only by the stress. That's an articulation.
Okay, I think this will need a little bit of research and evidence. To me, it looks like, see, if it is a sort of a dialogue, and if somebody is saying this, like, does he complete, if it is an answer to a question, okay, does he complete his work in time? And that other person says he does never complete his work in time. Like, it sounds grammatically wrong, but we need some, authentic evidence to kind of.
Certainly, even never can be used initially to emphasize negativity. Never he completes like this. Never he completes his work in time.
That's the thing I was unable to recall. That's the thing I was unable to recall. Thank you, Joshi sir.
Sir. Wait a minute.
I think you have got authentic resource.
No, I have not got a authentic resource. Whatever I have got, that I've got from your idea. When we use never, just at the beginning of the sentence, we use does. Why we use that does? Never does I get from. Why we use does?
Yes.
Why we use that? We do not say that never I go there. Never do I get there. Why we use that? If you read that that particular aspect, you will find that for making the emphasis, for some certain adverb, when we use or when we put them before the sentence, we use that particular helping verb there for making emphasis. Not only do I go there, we don't say that not only I go there, not only do I go there. Why we use that particular helping verb or auxiliary verb before the subject?
Okay, this matter will be taken into account and we will discuss on WhatsApp groups.
Yeah, we should let's do some. Everybody can do some independent research on these options.
We will definitely.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go to Raj next. Rajshri ma'am's this thing.
Thanks to Pankaj sir for putting up such a debatable question, and it really I appreciate that so many rationals came as a flood from Mr. sir and all the members.
Sir, debate is the source of these webinars.
Yes, healthy discussion.
People
healthy discussion.
We are
to you, Pankaj sir.
Thank you.
Rajshri ma'am, can you? Oh, okay. Can you see the document?
No, ma'am. It's not visible. No.
हम ले रहे हो?
No?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's visible.
Please go ahead, ma'am.
क्या करें हम ट्रेनिंग में?
Ma'am, I would like to say that we did this interview on I can say virtually.
Okay.
On mobile, we conducted this. We shared the questions in the group because we are not teaching actively right now. So yeah, we shared these questions on the WhatsApp group and just randomly contacted some students.
Okay.
And to answer them, the first question, it was done in class 10th group. It was on articles because the last topic I taught in that class was on articles.
Okay.
Because the students, as it is, this concept is very is taught in 8th to 9th, 7th, 8th class. But since due to COVID, I think there was some learning gap. So I took that class and taught them this concept. This particular question, Mr. Sharma is SDO. So here I asked this question to them to know whether they know. I wanted to test whether they are aware of the definite and indefinite articles. I got 5 answers because I chose some students were really good, so they answered it correctly. I asked them the questions, which option you have chosen, and they told me their options. And I also asked them why did they select this particular option. They also explained to me. Some of them could and some of them could not. The misconception was here. Since the name has been used, Mr. Sharma, they thought that some definite person is being taken into account. He is SDO. But they couldn't make it at that we need some more information where he is posted. I think then only they could have made this sentence definite. तो उनमें से बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स ने जो है इसमें उन्होंने सोचा कि इसमें लगेगा, तो कुछ लोगों ने दे यूज द फॉर दे थॉट दिस इज
मैम
designation. Yeah, ma'am.
Ma'am, don't you think that you will need to give a little more information for them to choose between an and the? Because if SDO is only one singular post, and if they choose the, is it a little, what do you say, ambiguous in the sense information can be...
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, we need more information here, I think, for this sentence, because only SDO, ma'am, we are asking about a person, the his designation of that person we are asking. So we need place also, of which place is SDO. Ma'am, some students were confused about they couldn't decide whether it is a definite or indefinite article. So some of them chose a option, an option, and the option. But since it is not, we will include this sentence into indefinite use of article. So they were supposed to pronounce it and then choose the article. So some of them could do it, and before SDO, some of them thought that it is beginning with an consonant sound. So they chose oh.
Okay. So if your intended answer, that the answer you wanted is to be B, then you should give a little more information so that we can say that, the is incorrect properly. Here now, if somebody reads it and if they assume that this sentence is coming probably in a as a part of a bigger text, then the can also fit in. So it might be a little ambiguous, I feel.
Yes, ma'am, I think so. It appears like that.
Like if you wanted to test only like whether they are pronouncing, like they know that it is decided with the pronunciation. In order to rule out the, we could have given a little more information. Okay. Anybody else?
Ma'am, it is a common. Hello, madam. It is a common practice to ask such type of questions in our annual board exams, and used for such type of, for example, STO, MLA, MP, SP, abbreviated form. He is an SP, he is an SP, he is an MLA, and the sentence just stops there abruptly. Further information. For example, SP of SP of Bhopal. Then in that case, the SP of the SP of Bhopal. And such type of questions, Mr. Sharma is space SDO has been used many a time in our board annual exam, state board annual exam.
So like, are you, sir, are you telling that the child should know that SDO is not a single position like Prime Minister? Like if I say, if we refer to he's the PM, then we know that definitely Prime Minister is that there's only one position. But are we expecting children to know that there are many SDOs and this person is a SDO of a particular place? Are we expecting the child to know that? If I say the mayor of a city, if I say the mayor, and there is only one position, the mayor, like that, do we expect children to know that SDO is?
The simple simple difference which I know about definite and indefinite article is that when we use indefinite article, we don't know exactly the person or thing we are talking about, and we are familiar with that person or thing. We use definite article. So Mr. Sharma is SDO. It's just showing his role or designation. Definitely, it's a designation. It's a rank, but it is not
I would
been specified or particularized.
Yeah, but
That's
definite
why.
articles are also used for other purposes, not only when you know that what you're talking about.
In my example, where students, some of the students chose indefinite article and in that case, definite article D is valid. So it happens. It depends on the context and the given situation.
So here there is no context to rule out the.
Definitely, context is main. She sir wants to say something, I think.
Yeah, somebody else.
I would like.
Yes, sir.
I would like to put forth my views on this. Actually, article A or N, indefinite article, is used when we want to tell what a noun is. What a noun is. It is that is why we are using here indefinite article. What a noun is.
So the definite article, when we know for sure what that noun is, we do that.
One more thing, madam. One more thing. Another one is that speaker knows, but the listener does not know. In that situation also, article, indefinite article is used. So if somebody is telling me about somebody that he is, because listener does not know or reader does not know, only writer know he is SDO, but reader or listener does not know, then he will use article, indefinite article. So these two things are used while using article A or N.
Correct. When you're using the definite article, what are the situations in which you use we use definite articles? When we already know what the noun is, when the noun is fixed, and also when for unique nouns like the sun, the moon, the prime minister, the speaker, the mayor, there's only one of its kind. In those cases, we use the. So,
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, sir, continue. I will just speak later.
Yeah. So in that case, when we know that noun is unique and one of its kind, then we use the. So now it's common knowledge that Prime Minister, Speaker of the House, the Mayor, they're all like one position. Here, if somebody doesn't know that there are many SDOs, especially children, even I don't know whether there's one SDO or many SDOs. Is it fair to test it for an answer?
Very good. Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Actually, what happens if we look from this perspective that you are telling, then we can never use A or N. We have to use article everywhere. One thing. The other thing, as you are mentioning, that prime minister, for PM, for governor, for mayor, we can also use A for them. I can put some example for that. If suppose that a summit is going on somewhere and there are more than one prime minister or many people are there, if someone is just not properly or someone is not following the protocol, so the officials might say that you must respect him, he's a prime minister, he's not someone else. So my
I accept your argument.
Yes.
I accept your argument.
Yes.
Is there enough context for a child, for a school student, to rule out the?
My point is that, ma'am, when we are asking what is
स्कूल है तुम्हारा ये आप ये तो खड़े क्यों फिर
ma'am, my point is that if I ask a very simple question,
करो या बाहर नहीं खड़े होना है खाली भी
Joshi sir, can you please mute your yes sir, Amit sir, go ahead.
My point is that if I meet Bindu ma'am and ask you what are you, what would you answer? What would you answer? Suppose you are a collector. Let's take an example. You are a collector, and if I come across you and I ask you what are you, what would be your answer? Would you say that I am the collector or I am a collector? What would you?
I'm a collector.
Then that is the way that question has been asked. That Mr. Sharma is an SDO. We have
that
to.
That is why I was saying that when we want to tell a noun is, what a noun is, this is.
I guess yes, sir.
Everybody knows. Even then, when we introduce something, we say this is a television. We use a article, indefinite article.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not very sure about this. Let me check on this also, along with the other one which we does, because we have questions in our question bank. Let me get back on this thing, because if somebody can argue both B and C, are we in a good defense ground there? That's the only thing I want to check. I'll check the performance and I'll come back on these two items. Right? Okay. Anybody, Rashmi ma'am, you want to talk about the second question?
Ma'am, here I wanted to just test whether the students know the present, past and past participle forms of the verb, and whether they are aware of using it in a passive voice when we are making or converting a sentence into passive voice. Do they know the difference? Do they know whether which one to use? So I asked them this simple, because in our 10th class, say simple type of MCQs are asked on grammar. So I asked them a later was by him, and they were supposed to select the correct form of the verb. Write, wrote, written, and writing. I also gave them writing to confuse them with the past continuous tense. And since they knew the concept, some of them answered it correctly, and some were confused कि past continuous tense यहाँ पर use हो रहा है, तो they chose writing also, and they were confused also between wrote and written, because they were not clear which one is the past participle form here.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So
It's a very good question, ma'am. A very good question, because the was can mislead them, and the use of by also requires attention from them. Anybody else wants to comment on this? Any feedback on this? Okay, then we will quickly go to one. I think Amit sir is left. So we will quickly go through Amit sir's the questions, and then we can be done. No, this is... Amit sir, can you see your question?
Yes, I can.
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Okay, so let me tell you the scenario where I just conducted the interview. Actually, I am posted right now in assessment cell, as everybody know. So I have to take it virtually. So where I used to teach actually in my previous school, and I am still joined with my student at WhatsApp group, DigiLab group. Everybody is acquainted with that term. So I just previously provided that question day before yesterday, means a day before to them. Then next day I just had a meeting with them virtually, and I asked those questions. So the result is there. The option A was chosen by 4 students, B was chosen by 4 students, C was chosen by 5 students, and D was chosen by 2 students. And let me tell you the reason and logic. Although I have written that in my findings, actually they belong to the 9th class student, and I asked them first. I asked them, what topic did you complete by now? So they said, okay, article, models, and determiners. So I choose that topic to ask them because they were acquainted with that particular topic. So when they just answered that question, I asked those who just put a wrong answer, that why did you put that answer? Most of the students actually said that in Hindi, they try to translate the sentence in Hindi, or उन्हें लगा कि okay, ज़्यादा पानी नहीं है, so they just put many. ज़्यादा पानी नहीं है, so उन्हें लगा many मतलब many means a lot of, several, a number of for them. So they used many, or some presume that थोड़ा पानी नहीं है, so that's why they used some.
Oh, okay.
उन्हें लगा there is not little water, so they use some.
Okay. So they're translating basically
in Hindi. And some of them said that okay sir, हमने determinant पढ़े नहीं, we did not study determinant, so we just choose several, the D option. But interestingly, the 4 students, those choose any, the correct answer. When I asked them, why did you choose any? Why not many is correct or some is not correct? Only one student was able to answer that particular question. Okay, what is the logic behind it? Okay, why we are using any? Otherwise, 3 students, one of that told, okay sir, I have been told that not is used in any is used in negative sentence, so that's why we use any. But they did not understand when I said them, okay, if I say कि पानी ज़्यादा नहीं है तो फिर मैं many क्यों गलत है? So they just kept mum. They did not understand why many is wrong, why some is wrong. They just answered that some is not used in negative sentence. They just said that. Many, they could not answer anything. So the finding was
lost his Amit sir? What happened? Is he
तो मैं अपना नेटवर्क कनेक्ट करता हूँ ना. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, now you are. We lost you.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I think that there is a network issue. So what I just got that they tried to answer in their native language. The other thing, whoever knew the correct answer, they just have the idea that any is used in negative sentence, means they do not have the proper idea that negativity and as well as the uncountable noun was the reason for being used any. Only one student was clear of that. So that was my findings. So just now I would request all of the elite members, all of the sagacious members to please comment on that. I would be obliged to have some precious suggestion of theirs, including you. So please go ahead. It's going on.
So this is a good question to test, because even I was a little, confused about there is not any. Okay, now and then I was thinking, is any used with countable or non-countable, uncountable noun? So then actually I went and checked online, and then it said any. Because normally we would say there is no water in the pool. So for me, so So to convert no water as not any water was not a very familiar expression for me. So it's not like an everyday expression. So it was a little tricky for me.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Actually, when we just go on to the higher grades, we teach even I would not say higher grade. When we just go to the competitive classes, and I do teach some competitive classes. So when we teach determinants, so when I just tell them that no sometimes is equal to not any. I have no money, not any money. I do not have any money. So it can be said in that way also.
Correct. So it can be used for both countable and uncountable.
Uncountable, yes. Any. And one more interesting thing, I think everybody knows that any is used with singular in countable form. It's with singular and as well as with plural noun.
Yeah.
So that's why I put that question.
Very good question. Anybody else wants to comment? Amit sir, do you you can tag somebody to?
Amit sir, may I ask a translation? Amit sir.
I think his network is again.
Yes sir, please.
तालाब में थोड़ा पानी नहीं है.
Yes sir.
आपको बोल रहे हैं खत्म कर दिया, हमारी खत्म करो, सब क्लास की छुट्टी हो गई, सब हमको भी डर.
Yes sir.
अब में थोड़ा पानी नहीं है.
So what should I do? मैं क्या करूँ? जाओ दूसरी जगह नहाओ. Just go and not somewhere else.
Translate it to English.
No, I did not say that. The children said that. They assume that. उन्हें ये लगा.
But listen to me. मैंने जो sentence बोला है, that can be translated as there is not some water in the pond.
No. Yes, it can be translated. It can be translated, but
उन्होंने कहा पानी थोड़ा है तालाब में, बोले नहीं पानी थोड़ा नहीं है, बहुत पानी है. तो पानी थोड़ा नहीं है के लिए क्या बोलोगे? Not some water in the pond. Emphasize while speaking. So even in higher classes, as you said, in negative sentences we can use some with negative sentences.
In negative sentences generally we use some when it comes in the beginning as a subject. When it comes with the as an antecedent of a noun in the middle of the sentence, we do not use it with negative. Okay, some students have not come. We can use that in a way in negative sentences. But when it comes about that I have not seen some students, मैंने कुछ students को नहीं देखा, मैंने बहुत सारे को. Then we have to use an alternative for some. I have not
you have
seen
to add something
else.
If you're saying no, there is
like water, how many students there in the class?
Not many.
Girls there, bole 35 girls are there, but there are some girls. There are not some girls there.
No, there are. No.
We cannot say there are not some girls.
We cannot say that.
Cannot say that's wrong construction.
इस पैराग्राफ में एक दो गलती नहीं है, मतलब थोड़ी गलती नहीं है, बहुत सारी गलती है. जब ये बात
there are not few mistakes.
In that case, you have to complete the sentence. There are not few errors, but many errors.
We have some alternative for some in negative sentences. We cannot use some in negative sentences if it is coming in between the sentence or before any antecedent as an antecedent.
So in the context Joshi sir is using, we have to complete. Then it will be incomplete to say that there is not some water in the pool, but then you will have to add saying there's more water in the pool. Otherwise, it will be incomplete. Okay, we have one more question to go, and we have 5 minutes past the time. Amit sir, anything else you want to add for the first question?
No, I just made one question. I just made
one question. Okay, great, fine.
Okay,
fine.
Okay, the question second is for those students who just answered the correctly. Why did they choose that option? To check their misconception.
Yeah, why did you not choose the different options? It was only for those who opted the right option. Only one student was able to answer this question logically, while others got no answer except any is used in negative sentences. but they were not sure why many is wrong option. Okay. Findings. The above review questions show that most of the students have no idea about the rules of, so they don't know the rationale behind certain rules, and they use the translation version in their head to come to the correct answers. Yeah. Anybody else wants to add anything?
I have requested everyone to just put their views. I would glad to.
If you don't tag them, they will not. They'll keep quiet. So.
Okay. If I tag them in the evening, they will just tap me badly.
Revenge tagging.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, I would just request Mukesh sir to have some word of sagacity and just seek some. I'm just seeking some suggestions from his side. Yes.
Thank you, Amit sir. Well, I congratulate you to frame such tricky questions, not only for all of us, but for your students as well. Very, very nice question. And the way you have arranged the options was quite good. Especially, I would commend the options several, including the options several. It may sound for some student a newer one or not frequently used word. These are highly most frequently used word. Okay, so I would appreciate your effort for doing this. And again, the findings that you brought into the light are quite different ones, like those and the students which having their logic for some or any. No, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now take someone else to answer to help me.
Okay. Rajeshri ma'am, would you like to go next?
Thank you, Mukesh sir, for tagging me. I think it's a very good question because it's testing so many options here, and whether we will come to know the concept of the students regarding countable and uncountable nouns, and where they are used in affirmative sentence or negative sentence. I think it's a very good question from Amit sir. I would like to tag Pankaj sir now.
Yeah, the one last comment and then we will close because now we are at 2:10. Pankaj sir, you can give your concluding remarks on this.
Madam, I have just one statement to say. Amit sir is the Sachin Tendulkar of our team. He is always unquestionable. He frames questions so with precision, attention, and perfection that they are just a good example to be followed.
One line should be allowed, please.
Yes, Joshi sir. Welcome.
Please.
Amit sir's questions are as cunning as he is.
As what? I did not get that. As that?
His questions are as cunning as he is.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you very much. And I don't understand whether should I take it as a compliment or a comment. But I am feeling humble by the comment of Pankaj sir.
Amit sir's question always seems to be mischievous.
As I am. What Joshi sir is saying. Mischievous.
Mukesh sir has really find out the real character in Amit sir.
Thank you very much for your such a wonderful illustration, and I'm really feeling glad to know the comment of Pankaj sir, Rasi ma'am, Mukesh sir. Yes, I am feeling humbled, sir. Yes, everybody. I'm really grateful to everyone, and I will appreciate if I get a suggestion from Joshi sir's side.
Actually, some people are pulling the leg of Amitji, but I scaffolded him. I patted him on his back.
Okay.
So I need a treat from him.
Surely I will provide it.
Okay.
I promise
Joshi,
that you will get a cup of tea from my side.
Joshi sir, any suggestions you would like to give? Then we can close this. We are running out of time now. Joshi sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Pardon, please.
Yeah, Amit sir would like to get a suggestion from you for this, and we will keep that as the last remark. And
I would give no suggestion to him. Actually, he should remain as he is today.
Oh, okay. He's perfect.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So no suggestions for you, sir. Amit sir.
Thank you very much. But I am still feeling a bit incomplete as long as I do not get any suggestion from his side.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
you guys.
Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you for this wonderful participation. I hope the session was very useful to you. I don't. Thank you very much. Yeah, we can leave now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much.